Hey, kia ora, or howdy. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. It has been an awesome day here in Tucson, Arizona. Thought I'd put this on, try it out again. Everybody seems to like me with my hat on, new picture that I posted, so here you go. Um, so was going to go out today, but ended up having to sit with my feet up, ankle being iced and compressed and everything else, because within the first 10 minutes of me getting up and starting to walk around this morning, my ankle started giving out on me like crazy. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to go climbing any stairs up or down in the Titan Missile Museum, because they've got like stairs that you got to go up and down, and they're those open industrial metal staircases. And so I didn't want to risk the ankle with that one. And because it was giving out on me so much, I knew I couldn't do a lot of walking today. So just took the time to kick back, relax, got networking with some people, which was awesome. Had some great conversations today, just networking with people online through Messenger, on the phone. So it was a really good feed up productive type of day. There's so much you can do and so much you can't do when you've got your feet up. But yeah, so it was just a really good day today. Had a lot of fun just reconnecting with some people, connecting with some new people, talking travel with some, just having a general conversation with people, catching up with people that I haven't spoken to for a while, finding out what's going on in their world and all that sort of thing. And so the networking side of it, I absolutely love. I just love to talk with people. I have great conversations. Some of them are short, some of them are a little long, but that's okay. I'm sitting there with my feet up, putting ice on it regularly throughout the day on my ankle, but still got a lot accomplished. So I feel good about today. I've seen lots of pictures of people posting about Halloween. I don't do Halloween. I'm not a Halloween person. This is about as dressed up for Halloween as I will get. Actually, that's a thought. But today is the 31st of October. It is Halloween, and tomorrow is November the 1st. And a few days ago, I mentioned that November was going to be, for me, James Bond month. I am going to do a James Bond fest during the month of November, starting on November the 1st, watching one James Bond movie a day until I finish all of them. I have all the James Bond movies on DVD. I'm a huge James Bond fan. Fanned? What's a fanned? Where the hell did fanned come from? Anyway, I'm a huge James Bond fan, always like them. And so starting tomorrow with Dr. No, the very first one that came out with Sean Connery, I will be plugging that in tomorrow evening. Just watching the last Indiana Jones one tonight. I've been doing an Indiana Jones fest the last 4 nights. So you're looking in the mirror behind me there. That is, let's see, what are we on to? We're on to the last one where I watched them in order. So I'm on to the Crystal Skull, Crystal Kingdom, Crystal Skull, whatever the last one is. So I'm on to that one tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be starting my James Bond fest. Can't wait. I haven't seen James Bond in a very long time, so I figured this is a good way to get back into watching James Bond again. See, I can't remember the last time I saw a James Bond movie. So tomorrow we'll be starting with Dr. No. So if you want to join me, I think it's Netflix that has all the James Bond movies on them. That's included. Pretty sure it's Netflix. So yeah, so if you want to hop on and watch Dr. No, we can talk about Dr. No tomorrow night. Actually, no, we can't, because I wouldn't have finished watching it. But it's interesting. One thing I love about the James Bond movies is that it was, Q. I love Q. He was my favorite. Desmond Llewellyn played Q for a lot of years. But I will be watching them in order, like I said, with Dr. No, and then going on to, oh, come on, Helen, you can remember these. No, I can't right now. Mine's gone completely blank. I do know that one movie that I will not be watching in sequence because of the date it was released. So I'm watching all the James Bond movies in sequence, with exception of Never Say Never Again, because Never Say Never was not actually an original James Bond movie. So that will be the last one that I watch after I have watched all of the James Bond movies in sequence. And the reason it wasn't done as a James Bond, part of the James Bond franchise, is because Sean Connery did not like the way Thunderball was done. And he always wanted to remake it and got told no, he couldn't. And so eventually he did do a remake of it years later, but not under the James Bond franchise, and it was Never Say Never Again. So that will be the very last one I watch, even though it came out in 86, I think it was. I think it came out in 86. But that will be the last one that I watch. So that's the only one I'm watching out of sequence, kind of. But yeah, no, tomorrow will be Dr. No, so if you want to watch it, want to have a discussion about it, one thing I like about it is the technology. You see the technology change as they make the movie. So if you're watching it from the perspective of looking at their special effects and everything else, and how you can see it changing through the decades. The very first one came out in 1962, which is Dr. No. So looking at the special effects in 1962 with how they did all their special effects and things, to looking all the way through to the one that came out what was the last one? With Daniel Craig a couple of years, was it last year or the year before? And looking at the differences in technology during that time span, it's actually quite cool. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, some of the James Bond movies are really cheesy. You know, he always gets the girl. You always have the Bond girls and all that sort of stuff, which, you know, I just love the movies. They're good action, you know, action movies and all that sort of stuff. And my very first James Bond movie, a little tidbit about Helen, very first James Bond movie I saw was For Your Eyes Only in 1981. I was 14 at the time, and went on my very first date at the age of 14 to see James Bond For Your Eyes Only. And I was chaperoned on that date. So that was my very first date, was seeing For Your Eyes Only with Roger Moore in 1981, and that got me hooked on James Bond. And even though Roger Moore was the very first one I saw as James Bond, Sean Connery has by far always been my favorite. I just love his Scottish suaveness. Maybe it's the Scottish connection between us. I don't know. Being, you know, got some Scottish in me. But then also has some Irish in me too. Maybe that's why Pierce Brosnan made a good James Bond later on, because he took a little bit of Sean Connery's charm and suave, and he took a little bit of Roger Moore's cockiness and put it together in a bundle. He's kind of got a little bit of all of the James Bonds in there. So yes, I'm looking forward to, maybe I should have put James Bond up here in the description. I'll have to go back and change that. So if you're up to watching Dr. No tomorrow, I believe it's Netflix that they are available on. Pretty sure it's Netflix. I know the original, yeah, I think it is Netflix. So if you've got Netflix, go see Dr. No. If you've got it on DVD, let's get together and watch it. And I'll probably start it before I do this tomorrow night. Of course, depending on what I do tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow's Friday. Might do the Air and Space tomorrow. Yeah, that might be a good one to do. We'll strap up the ankle and go out and do the Air and Space Museum. I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, the Air and Space Museum. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I remember when I was driving down to Tombstone yesterday, going along the freeway, and I came to the exit where I turn off to go to the Air and Space Museum, and I looked over in the distance over to the, it was either north or east. It was that away. It was to my left, and I could see all these plane tails up in the distance. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I like my warbirds. I like my jets. So I may go see that tomorrow. But then I was also looking at the distance between the missile and the biosphere 2, and they're about an hour apart drive time. The missile is 20 minutes south of me, and the biosphere is almost an hour north of me, and it's just over an hour between the two. So I thought if I did the missile in the morning and then go up and do the biosphere in the afternoon, then I could get 2 done in one day. So that might be either Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided yet. But Monday's definitely going to be pre-trip organization. I got a lot of cleanup to do. I've kind of sprawled everything out, and usually I keep everything neat and tidy, but I don't know, been a little lazy on the neat and tidiness this week. So I'm going to, might even do some cleanup tomorrow night. Do a little bit of cleanup. Maybe I'll do the prep beforehand, so Monday I can go do that. Then I won't be around all the kids. But anyway, so that's it from me for today. Nice, short and sweet. Great day with networking, having the feet up, getting the ice on there. Now I'm going to go finish watching the Crystal Kingdom, Crystal Skull, whatever the last Indiana Jones is, so that tomorrow I can start watching James Bond, doing one James Bond movie a night through the month of November. And I know there's going to be nights and I've worked it that way. So if there's a night where I can't watch a James Bond, I still have time. I have makeup. I have five or six makeup nights. So so I have a little bit of flexibility in there, because the day I travel up to Mesa, I might be a little tired by the time I get there and not be able to watch James Bond, but we'll see. Yeah. So networking today, feet up, a lot of productivity as far as just sitting and talking to people. Getting to know some people that I met through mastermind groups, through events I've been to, just reconnecting with people. It's always good to reconnect with people, stay in contact with them. You had some short conversations today, and by short I mean like 15 minutes. Long conversations over an hour, and then we've had ones in between. And then getting ready for my James Bond Fest starting, my November James Bond Fest starting tomorrow. So if you want to join me, Netflix, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix. Yeah, I think it's Netflix. If it's not Netflix, then it's included in Prime, Amazon Prime. Actually, I'm going to go check that, and I'll put it into the comments or the description up above. So if you want to join me, Dr. No, tomorrow night for the very first James Bond, released in 1962. That was a lot of time ago. But I do remember in 2012 they came out with the 50 anniversary edition, and they had, and I have it. They have the first 25 years. The movies done in the first 25 years are in a, and I don't have it with me because it's in storage. It came out in a box about this long, so enough for 2 DVDs next to each other, about this high, and it's about this thick. But in that box there's 2 books. One is silver and one is gold. So one is the first 25 years of James Bond, and that's in the silver book. And then in the gold book is the second 25 years. So it's the movies that came out in those time frames that they put into either the silver book or the gold book. But I don't have that with me because that's a collector's item and that is stuck away in storage. But I do have my DVDs in my big DVD folder over there. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Dr. No. Yes, and seeing the cheesy special effects, but at the time in 1962, they were very good. Just remember that. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys all tomorrow. He konera.